everyone, it's me, Maria. In this video, we will see the analysis visualization of Airbnb listings in New York City by using Tableau. Firstly, we must have the data of Airbnb listings in New York City to be connected in Tableau, so we can use the data that has been analyzed by the software. With the analysis, I created some visualizations which consist of the number of records in year, number of records based on the room and property type, and lastly, the price and review scores rating of Airbnb. There are 6 questions with several following questions that can be answered by looking at the visualizations. Question 1. What are 2 room types that generated the highest number of records of Airbnb in 2014? With the following question as below. For each room type, find 3 years that had a significant increase in the number of records. Explain. From the data of 2008 until 2015, the room types that have significant number of records are the entire room or apartment and private room. The highest number of records in 2014 is clearly we can see. The entire room or apartment room type achieved 4,193 records, followed by private room with 3,440. The entire room or apartment and private room have the significant growth of records in 2010 until 2012, while shared room is experiencing growth in 2012 until 2014. Question 2. Identify the 3 neighborhoods in New York City with the highest number of records. With the data from 2008 until 2015, we can see that Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens are the 3 cities that have a clear graph for the number of records rather than Bronx and Staten Island. But there are several differences in choosing the room type of each city. In Manhattan, most people choose entire home or apartment. It comes different to Brooklyn and Queens, where in the beginning there are more people choosing the entire home or apartment, but then the graph shows transition from entire home or apartment to private room as the highest line. The transition happened in 2013 at Brooklyn and 2011 at Queens. Question 3. Assess the number of records in 2014 of Airbnb in New York City. Which neighborhood has the highest activity in booking based on the room and property type? With the following question. What is the neighborhood that always has records in 2014 for every property type and room type? For the apartment, Manhattan has the highest records in every room type, while the house and the loft, the records of entire home or apartment and private room are dominated by Brooklyn. Brooklyn has the most frequent records in every property and room type, even though the number is not as high as Manhattan. Question 4. Identify the year where Airbnb has the least number of records based on each of the room type. With the following question. Is there a specific room type that should be considered to continue the offer because of the lack of interest from people? For the entire home or apartment room type, Manhattan and Brooklyn experienced the least records in 2009, while Queens in 2012. In 2010, the private rooms in Brooklyn and Manhattan had the least records, different from Queens, which happened in 2013. The shared room only has the records of Manhattan and the least was in 2015. Looking at the records of the shared rooms, we can see that this room type has less interest from people rather than the entire home or apartment and private room. It only records one city, which is Manhattan. Question 5. Which room type is the least profitable in terms of the price in New York City? With the following question, what action should be considered to avoid loss based on the graph? Each room type has a different price and we can see the trend line of the price. The room type that has almost straight lines is the shared room. It means the shared room has the least profit because it has low price and interest. Airbnb should consider more about the shared room because there are more people interested in booking the entire home or apartment or private room rather than a shared room. Probably, Airbnb could develop more in the shared room model or the marketing to make sure this room type also has growth in the trend line. And the last question, question 6. In the highest achievement of Airbnb in 2014, which neighborhood has the least review scores rating? With the following question, identify the solution for Airbnb to get more achievement in developing the business. For the city that has the least review scores rating is Staten Island. Moreover, there is no review for the shared room type. Airbnb could analyze the data and consider focusing on the neighborhood that has bigger enthusiasts in using Airbnb in New York City. For example, the service in Manhattan for every room type could be improved and become the center of the business because it has the most interest and the profit that Airbnb could get is pretty promising. I hope you can also use Tableau to help visualize your data. Thank you for watching. Bye!